Going on blind dates feels like choosing between chocolate-flavored poop or poop-flavored chocolate. Either way, it's disgusting. Just because I rejected a few guys, people say my standards are too high, and that's why I'm still single in my 30s. Have you seen the kind of guys you've been setting me up with? Where do you even find these uniquely charming specimens? I thought you had no taste at all. You all pick normal-looking husbands for yourselves, but when it comes to me, suddenly, looks don't matter. It's about living with someone. Fine, then give me your husband and you go live with these guys. Go kiss them, sleep with them. Oh, you wouldn't want that, would you? I'm trying not to hurt your feelings because I know you mean well, but every time I meet these guys, I feel like you're not being kind at all. You're up to something. Let me be blunt. They're too ugly. Ugly and short, ugly and fat, ugly and smelly. Every guy you introduce checks at least 2 of these boxes. Yes, I'm 31, a so-called leftover woman, but I'm not even anxious about it. Why are you all so worked up? You put me down because of some random guy you heard about, praising him like he's perfect while saying I'm too picky, not good enough here or there. Why are you hurting me for a stranger? Honestly, it's laughable. In my next life, I swear I'm coming back with a penis. It seems like such a handy thing to have. Everyone praises you for everything. I could pee standing up, and you'd applaud me for peeing far or high. Truth is, I'm happy. I'm 31, unmarried, but genuinely happy. I have my career, my parents love me, I have my friends, and I'm joyful every day. I'm like a little girl, fluttering around like a butterfly. So why do you insist on tying me to an ugly man? Why do I reject them? Because they're so ugly I lose my appetite, so ugly I don't want to talk to them or even look at them. Their ugliness makes me feel like my phone's dirty just from their texts. That's how bad it is. What makes me angry is why you're hurting me and gaslighting me for some random guy. Why don't you criticize him? Ask him why he doesn't clean himself up, why he's so out of shape at such a young age. But no, you blame me. Go ask that guy. Being ugly is fine, but can't you at least keep yourself tidy? Work on your physique. Why are you ugly, fat, and smelly? And yet, I'm the leftover woman who can't get married.
In this clip, a 31-year-old woman rages about rejecting ugly, blind date prospects, accusing matchmakers of gaslighting her for being picky while pushing subpar men. Men, you've felt this burn. She insults your looks and hygiene but demands a perfect prince, blaming you for her loneliness. Why take abuse from someone who'd rather stay single than settle? Think that's brutal? The next clip's a shocking claim.
Blind dating is an outright scam. 90% of leftover women are living with someone every night. Being unmarried doesn't mean they don't have boyfriends. No boyfriend doesn't mean no friends, and no friends doesn't mean no one-night stands. Women don't suppress their desires, that's the truth. If cohabitation is no different from a second marriage, what's the point of blind dates? A marriage certificate is just about property division. 90% of single leftover women go on endless blind dates, but that doesn't mean they're alone in bed at night. Their cohabitation lifestyle is like maintaining a fish pond, constantly cycling through fish. The fish who've tasted the leftover woman pay a small price, some gifts or money, and then slip away. The pond needs restocking. A woman's anxiety isn't about love, it's about her diminishing sexual value. Before that value runs out, she's desperate to find a man to settle down with. Without faith or proper upbringing, self-control is hard. Women are emotional, driven by feelings, and in some ways, those feelings are tied to physical and psychological desires. Think about it. If you're a woman and you're hungry, do you feel cold? When desire strikes, do you feel cold? The more a woman craves romance and feelings, the less likely she is to feel cold. That's why their private lives can be chaotic. Men might suppress their desires because of the cost, but women don't. For women, sex is easily attainable. When emotions flare, most women secretly hope for a man to wall slam them. Good guys reason, but bad guys act, straight to the wall slam. That's it, no other way. What's a wall slam? It's the act itself, the most efficient way to release emotions. As the ancient said, one round clears all grudges. But no man sticks around long with a woman prone to emotional outbursts. It's too draining. The more emotional a woman is, the faster she cycles through boyfriends. In short, a leftover woman may have an empty bed, but a leftover man is likely just trying to save money. Leftover men might be poor or frugal, but for leftover women, whether someone's in their bed at night is anyone's guess.
In this clip, a guy exposes blind dating as a scam, alleging single women lead chaotic love lives, cycling through men while hunting for a rich husband to lock down. Men, you've been used. She's not alone, just milking you for cash to fund her revolving door of lovers. Why be her next throwaway wallet? Ready for an entitled delusion? The next video is a stunner.
Not one of them is wronged. A couple of days ago, a 36-year-old woman told me, "Sister Dan, my standards aren't high. I just want mutual affection." I asked, "What if the guy has no house or car?" She said, "No way, at this age, that means he's too incapable." I said, "What if he's bald?" She replied, No, that's too ugly, I can't accept it." I said, "Okay, what if he's a bit fat?" She said, "If he doesn't exercise, what about his health later? A big belly? No way, I can't handle that." I said, "See? You say mutual affection is enough, but you want a guy with a house, a car, good looks, no baldness, no big belly, and he has to make you feel good. With those standards, how are you supposed to get married?"
In this clip, a woman calls out a 36-year-old's fake, mutual affection claim, revealing her demands for a house, car, and a fit, handsome guy. Men, you've met these fakes, preaching love but expecting you to be a flawless bank account. Why chase someone whose simple standards are a fantasy? Think that's ridiculous? The next clip's a regretful warning.
I was born in 1991, 34 years old, single, and unmarried. From the bottom of my heart, I want to advise young women who just graduated college in their early 20s, start a family first, then build your career. Don't think you're still young and can take your time picking the perfect guy. Don't get stuck obsessing over material things, whether he has a house, a car, or savings. Most guys are late bloomers with potential. When choosing a partner, look at his family background first. If it's simple and uncomplicated, that's good. Then, make sure his looks don't repulse you, he's got good character, shares your values, and is ambitious. That's enough for marriage. Don't wait until you're older to realize that the guys you once overlooked have already built wealth, married, and had kids, while they watch you, still single, and laugh at your expense.
In this clip, a 34-year-old woman begs young women to marry early, warning that waiting leaves you mocked by men who've already settled. Men, you've seen this desperation. She ignored you when she had options, now wants you as her fallback. Why rescue someone who only values you when she's out of time? Brace yourself, the next video is a bold dodge.
As a staunch non-marriage advocate who will never have kids, some people ask in the comments, if you're against marriage, why pursue long-term relationships or want to date? First, does not marrying mean I can't fall in love? Those two aren't tied together. Marriage is complex and can't be sustained by feelings alone, but love can be purer. I like you, you like me, we're satisfied with each other's value, that's enough to date. No property, family, kids, or chores involved. If we're happy together and neither cheats, we can keep going. Isn't that joyful? Second, long-term relationships are safe, healthy, and stable. Sure, you could switch partners daily, but who's responsible for your health during checkups? Society's messy, STDs are everywhere. Even in a relationship, you'd want to know your partner's health status beforehand, right? If it's all short-term flings, screening people and getting them tested is exhausting. Plus, if it's not exclusive, you can't test someone every time you meet, and many diseases don't show up right away. So, for health and peace of mind, I don't want short-term relationships. Lastly, not marrying doesn't mean I lack genuine feelings. Marriage doesn't guarantee lifelong loyalty either. Responsibility comes from a person's morals and boundaries, not a certificate. A good person will be good whether in love or married.
A bad person stays bad either way. The form doesn't matter to me, I want the beautiful parts of the process. That's why I seek long-term relationships, not marriage.
In this clip, a woman defends skipping marriage, insisting she can date long-term for love and health without a certificate's baggage. Men, you've heard this con. She wants your loyalty but none of the responsibilities, leaving you to shoulder the emotional weight. Why commit to someone who's already half out? Think that's slick? The next clip's a defeated rant.
I was born in 1991, 34, single, and unmarried. People say I'm making up stories for clout. What clout? I'm not an influencer. I just want to record my thoughts. Recently, I've been on a few blind dates, but they all fizzled out, no spark on either side. Some guys even tried to invite me to their place right after meeting. What a mess. The energy I had to stay single after the holidays is gone, and now I'm ready to give up again. I'm out of dating resources. I'm anxious about my appearance, my face feels stiff after Botox. If I really can't find someone, I'll just stay single. It's fine.
In this clip, a 34-year-old woman vents about creepy blind dates and fading looks, blaming her single status on a lack of resources. Men, you've been judged by these types, demanding chemistry while offering only excuses and complaints. Why waste energy on someone who's already quit? Ready for a frantic plea? The next video's a reality check.
Sisters, any of you born in 97 or 98? I was jogging earlier and overheard two people chatting. One girl said she was born in 98, and the other said, "Wow, 98 is so young." But you know what? 98 isn't young anymore. They're turning 27 or 28 this year. Can you wrap your head around that? When I was 27 or 28, people called me a young girl, but once you hit that age, you zoom past to 35 in a blink. If you want to get married, don't listen to people saying, "Oh, don't bother with marriage." I'm telling you, block anyone who says that. Why? Because whether you marry or not, you'll have regrets. But at 26, 27, or 28, you at least have choices. After 30, especially after 33, suddenly there are no single guys around, and no one's introducing you to anyone. I don't want you to end up like me, especially for sisters from rural areas or small cities. If you're 26 or 27 now, go all out and find someone. If you're pretty, don't obsess over a guy's looks, just focus on his conditions. Listen to your older sister. I'm not saying this because my values are skewed. I just want you to know that conditions matter more than looks, and character is just as important as conditions. After 30, especially 33 or 34, it's not just about whether people introduce you, it's that there are no single guys left. Don't buy into you're still young at 26 or 27. Born in 96, 97, 98? You're not young, you're 26 or 27. After 30, your options shrink. It's not that no one will pursue you, but your choices will be limited.
In this clip, a woman urges women born in 97 or 98 to marry before 30, warning that past 33, single men vanish and options dry up. Men, you've seen this panic. She waited too long, now expects you to be her last-second savior. Why marry someone who only cares when her choices are gone? Think that's sad? The next clip's a dating disaster.
China's dating and marriage market is getting weirder. In big cities like Shenzhen and Nanjing, the male-to-female ratio at matchmaking events is 1:50. 50 women vying for one man. At dating agency dinners, it's mostly women showing up. Men don't even bother attending for free. Aren't Chinese women pursuing independence? And aren't there 30 million more men than women in China? What's going on? Many know the answer. Men are opting out of marriage and dating due to overwhelming economic pressure. People criticize young men for lying flat and being irresponsible, but can they afford that responsibility? Take a real example. A regular woman in Shanghai demands her partner own a fully paid apartment in Jing'an, the heart of the city. A decent place there costs over 100,000 yuan per square meter, 80,000 for a cheaper one. A 2-bedroom apartment. Nearly 10 million yuan. If a guy has that kind of money and 50 years to live, choosing not to marry means he could spend 300,000 yuan a year with investment returns, about 20,000 yuan a month to live freely. Would you choose a carefree life or split your wealth and emotions with someone? Shanghai might seem extreme, so let's talk about smaller cities. A house costs 1 to 2 million, a bride price is 200,000 to 300,000, a car is 200,000. That's 2 million in major expenses. Not unreasonable. But the average monthly salary for urban private sector workers is only 6,000 to 7,000 yuan. Without parental help, a guy would need to save every penny until he's 35 to afford a wife fund. Then he's called greasy for being too old. Some might say these costs aren't all on men. But look at dating platforms. How many men demand women have a house, car, or high salary? Almost none. Yet nearly 100% of women list hard financial requirements for men. Why don't men make demands? They'd love a rich partner or security, but society's unwritten rules say women's money is their own, while men's money is shared, or even belongs to the woman. If a man has no house but the woman does, how many men dare ask to add their name to the deed? Try it and people think you're crazy. Sure, women bear children and sacrifice youth, so men should contribute financially. But how many men still cling to the idea of passing down the family line? Births dropped from 15.88 million in 2010 to 9.54 million in 2024. Add in men's other hidden costs, dates, gifts, travel, mostly paid by men. AA splitting is just talk. Men bear the brunt of relationship expenses. Costs have skyrocketed. The average engagement ring went from 12,000 yuan in 2010 to 58,000 in 2023. A 2024 survey shows women in first-tier cities expect men to earn a median of 38,000 yuan a month, up from 12,000 in 2015. At that rate, only CEOs can afford to marry. Men also face risks. High bride price areas have higher divorce rates than big cities. Many are scammed, losing money in marriage. Women can demand houses and bride prices, but if a man asks for more housework, he's labeled a misogynist. Men earn more but spend less time on chores. It's a fair trade-off yet criticized. During holidays, men are expected to give gifts, but who asks what men need? A woman might see a 200 yuan lipstick as average. A man gets a chocolate bar and is over the moon. When marriage costs exceed what one can bear, and men realize money doesn't buy loyalty, staying single is the rational choice. To fix the gender imbalance, reduce men's burdens and stop capitalism and consumerism from brainwashing women. Let love and marriage return to their essence.
In this clip, a woman bemoans the broken dating market, noting women flood matchmaking events while men bail due to crazy financial demands. Men, you've felt this trap. She expects you to empty your pockets for her dreams while giving nothing back. Why bleed dry for a game rigged to rob you? Guys, what's your take? Drop a comment and let's keep this fire going.